Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erica and I make videos all about making and selling candles. If you're interested in checking out either one of my Etsy shops, you can check out the first links in the description box below. Today's video is on a topic I have been wanting to discuss for quite some time now on my channel, and that is uniqueness and inspiration versus copying someone, just kind of that whole general topic I've been wanting to really deep dive into and kind of explain my personal opinion on things and how I feel about standing out in such a competitive industry. Some things that you can do to stand out when it comes to the actual design of your candles themselves is look into unique vessels. Don't use the same jars, the same mason jars that everybody else is using. Try to have your candle jars speak for themselves when it comes to the quality of them and the uniqueness of them, something that nobody has ever seen before. So definitely be on the lookout of certain vessels that are going to bring more of that unique feel to your brand. Also, look into hiring a professional, or if you are good at graphic design yourself, work and spend lots and lots and lots of time on your label design. You could even get custom fonts made if you really wanted to try to stand out and have your own unique look to your candle labels, because I feel like vessels, the jar that your candle is in, as well as the label design, these are two of the most important things that you can work on to make your candle brand really stand out. Something else you can do is look into if you want to have themed candles, if you want to kind of niche down within the candle industry, just so it's not as broad. And one of the best examples that I can think of for a company that did that is Frostbeard. And if you guys haven't heard of them, I had learned kind of all about them. I believe they have a video on YouTube where they are interviewed all about their company and how they did it. But essentially they do book themed candles, and it's honestly just brilliant. They did such a good job. Something else you could do would be to play around with the actual scents that you use. So the fragrance oils, so have really unique fragrance oils, maybe purchase oils from suppliers that not a lot of people purchase from, make your own blends. That could be something to help you stand out. And actually the name of the fragrance oil itself. So a trend that I typically see is most people name their fragrance oils after what the bottle of the fragrance oil is. So don't always think about naming your candle just whatever the bottle is. Try your best to think of different unique names. Of course, you don't have to, but this is just kind of another way to stand out. And this is actually what I did, what I chose to do. So I was really torn in the beginning because I didn't know if I should just name my candle Lavender or if I should do something a little bit more creative. And I'm really happy that I did choose to do a little bit more creativity, because it really ended up being basically what my brand is, which is connecting the scents of my candles to my memories and the scents and the things that remind me of my past and my memories. And that is how I chose to do things. So for instance, for my lavender candle, I don't name it lavender, I name it Vinyasa Flow, because it connected to a memory from my past. The smell of lavender connected with Vinyasa Flow, doing yoga all the time at a yoga studio I used to go to. So that's kind of how it connected together for me. So it's definitely something to think about on how you can kind of do a twist on the names that you name your candles, just to make them stand out a little bit more. Some other ways to stand out that don't have to do with the actual product itself has to do with how you market your products. So a lot of times when we are purchasing an item, it doesn't always have to do with the item itself, but it's how it's presented to us. So it's all about the marketing. So think about ways to make your marketing unique. A good way to try to get inspiration for this is spend some time on Instagram, see what catches your eye and see what other people are doing. And that should give you some inspiration on how you can kind of twist it and make it your own and try to sell your brand in the best way you can. Also, the day and age that we live in now, we don't even need to pay for any advertisements right away. Start posting a ton on Instagram on your regular feed as well as your stories. TikTok is amazing. I am very close to making my first TikTok. And YouTube, make some YouTube videos, talk about your brand. come on over, come into the space. It's very fun over here. But these are just different ways that you can kind of get your brand out there. Nobody's gonna know about it if you don't talk about it. And if you constantly feeling dragged down by the competition around you, then that is going to completely drown you in your head from being able to succeed in your business. So please do not feel overwhelmed because of the thousands of other candle brands and candle businesses out there. There will always be competition. It doesn't matter what niche, what market, what product, there will always be competition, and it's such a wonderful thing. It pushes us to do better. It pushes us to succeed. It pushes us to work harder. If we had no competition, we wouldn't care about our product. We wouldn't care about giving good customer service. We want to be unique and we want to stand out, and it is such a wonderful thing. And this leads me into my next topic of copying people or seeing that others are copying people. First of all, when it comes to being unique and standing out, I understand that so many things have already been done. When it comes to music, I mean, so much of the same music is being produced all of the time, and so many of the same designs and label templates and the way that things are laid out, a lot of it has already been done. So I understand that a lot of times people are taking inspiration from a bunch of different brands and, kind of molding it together into their own. That's personally what I did, and I love the design aspect, and it takes me hours and hours and hours and hours of time. So I understand getting inspiration from others and making it your own, and that is what I'm recommending for you to do. However, there is a difference between getting inspiration from someone, getting inspiration from a brand, whatever it is, and exactly copying everything they're doing. I do understand there is a complete difference between doing that. And that's kind of the topic of discussion that I want to jump into. I've had multiple people on different platforms, emails, Instagram, YouTube comments, reach out to me in regards to somebody or someone or a brand copying what they're doing, making very, very similar designs, whatever it is, they feel like they are essentially ripping them off and copying exactly what they're doing. And trust me, you guys, I am no stranger to this. I totally know how you feel if you are personally going through this as well, or if this is something that you are worried about happening. I totally understand the feeling. I know how it is when people are taking your ideas, your photos, your label design inspiration, but basically doing the exact same thing. I also did find out this morning that somebody decided to take my exact template design from my second Etsy shop and resell it as their own. So I understand how it feels when it feels like somebody is taking something that's yours, and that's exactly how it feels because it's so personal to you. So when somebody is taking that from you, it just feels really personal. And this is where I'm conflicted because I understand the logic and business side, and I also really understand the emotional side. So on one side of the spectrum, I understand being emotionally upset over a situation when you find out that somebody is copying you, taking your designs. You feel like they're ripping you off in one way or another. And I understand the emotional response to that because I'm human. I understand the emotional response to that, and that's exactly how I feel. I still get heated. I probably got a heat rash this morning. I don't know. You just kind of feel weird about it that somebody is taking your design and selling it as their own. So I understand the emotion side. I understand the legal side too. I understand that, legally, if you have the rights to your photos or whatever it is, there could be some legal ramifications to that. However, on the other side, I also understand that business is business, and people will lie, cheat, steal, whatever they have to try to propel themselves forward, whether it's ethical or not. I understand that that's a part of business. Even if it's not something that I choose to do for my personal business, I understand that there are people out there that do not care and they will do whatever it takes. And I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying you should do that, but I do understand that that is a huge part of being in business and putting your brand out there and trying to grow your brand. People see it's working, people want to copy it. Yes, you can think about it as a compliment because people see that you're succeeding, so they want to try to succeed as well. We see it all the time with bigger companies. Think about Snapchat, you guys. Snapchat was pretty much the first company that really had like a very, the way that they did things of taking photos, it would disappear after a certain time. Where do you think Instagram got their inspiration for Instagram stories? And now, is Snapchat a thing anymore? I don't know if it is, but Instagram saw what was working and they decided to implement that into their platform. So it happens on a much, much, much larger scale than we could ever imagine. And people are taking ideas and whoever does it better wins. So I know a lot of you guys will probably disagree with me on this, but I understand that business is business. And if somebody is going to take your ideas and do it better and they end up winning, then it is just kind of how business goes. However, if you hold strong to your brand and your business and you are focusing 100% on what you are doing to succeed and to grow and everything you need to be doing for your business, and you're not looking around to everybody else and trying to find copycats and trying to take down other businesses because you feel like the labels that you make look similar to their labels, just don't worry about them. As hard as it is, it doesn't concern you. What they're doing with their business has nothing to do with you. And I know that's really hard to think about because if it feels personal against you, it feels like a personal attack. It feels like they're taking something away from you, but they're not taking anything away from you. They can't take away your brand. They can't take away the way that you create and build up your brand and what you are choosing to do. You have every control over your brand and your business. You have no control over anybody else. And at the end of the day, you guys, you will always be imagining and creating and growing, and they will always just be copying. But anyways, guys, let me just go ahead and end the video here. I'm pretty sure that the people who had asked me before in the past to make videos on this topic were probably not expecting me to talk about it in the way that I did. However, I always like to have a middle approach to everything. So I like to be in the middle, think of things on both sides. I understand the emotional side, the emotional reaction of feeling like somebody took something of yours, being angry, being upset, being frustrated, not knowing what to do. But I also understand the business side of things, that business is business, and a lot of times people will take ideas from other people, whether it's right or wrong, and try to make money from that, and it just kind of is what it is. And the only thing that I can leave here with you guys today is that the only thing that you guys have control over is how you react to situations. You have no control over what anybody else chooses to do and how they choose to run their business. So let me leave that with you guys today, and I hope that you guys are having a really, really good day. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and follow me over on Instagram at MemoryBoxCandleCo, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. I screwed that up. I'm not redoing it. Bye, guys. Really unique fragrance oils that nobody really has heard of before, just kind of more obscure fragrance oils, and find some really, you know, kind of behind the alley kind of fragrance oil people. Behind the alley fragrance oil people where you just buy, it's like a drug deal for fragrance oil. My face is red. Somebody said my face turned pink in one of my videos. My face turns pink a million times a day. I poke it and it stays pink for like an hour. It's just my skin tone.